friends, and welcome to the heart of Nanaland, where adventure is brewing, but the coffee is too. My name is Lynn, but my grands know me as Nana. And you know what? Valentine's Day is just around the corner. So today I wanted to share with you 7 meaningful, low-cost or no-cost gift ideas for our grandkids. What I'm talking about are what I would call experience gifts. And I'm going to offer up a few ideas, but I'll bet you guys probably have quite a few too. Well, if so, please be sure and leave your ideas in the comments. I'd love to be able to gather them all up, and if I have enough of them, I'll make another video and share those with everybody out there so that we all have more good ideas for experience gifts for our grandkids. The first idea is a picnic adventure. It doesn't have to be fancy. You could just pack a few sandwiches and some snacks, maybe a cupcake, maybe a Valentine themed cupcake, and get a blanket and spread it out and just spend some time together having a good old-fashioned picnic. But if you can take it up a notch and make it a little bit special, maybe make it feel fancy for the grandkids, why not? One year my husband got me a wicker picnic basket that's actually like a backpack. It's pretty fancy. You open it up and it has all those fancy little plastic dishes and a little salt and pepper shaker, little cutting board, has the blanket wrapped up and you can put it on the side. Well, the funny thing is my husband and I have never used that picnic basket together, but I have used it with the grandkids and they love it because they open it up and they get to pick out all the little fancy things that would go along with the picnic. Now, you don't have to have a fancy picnic basket backpack to do something like that. Just putting together those little, like even the little throwaway salt and pepper shakers that you might get at the store. Anything, Dollar Tree has lots of little stuff like that that you can do to elevate your picnic and make it a little fancy. Maybe put in a little vase of flowers. Believe me, they will love it. Even your older grandkids would probably appreciate that. So, number 1, think about having a really fun picnic with your grandkids for Valentine's Day. The second idea is a coffee date. Now, this might seem like it lends itself more towards the older grandkids, and of course it would, because you can take them out and they could probably actually have a real coffee, and you can have coffee and a conversation. And I mean, let's face it, if it's me we're talking about, anything with coffee is a good idea to me. But you would be surprised at how the little munchkins think going on a coffee date with Nana or Gigi or Papa is so much fun. I've done this with my little ones, and no, I'm not getting them hooked on the coffee, too young. We stick with things like decaf or something that doesn't even have coffee in it at all, little something sweet and a lot of whipped cream, and they are over the moon because it makes them feel like a little grown-up, right? So consider maybe a little coffee date. I mean, again, the ideas with these are that you're spending some time together, devoting your attention to them. And the picnic and the coffee, those are just kind of like the side things, the opportunity to do something, but it's really about connecting. So idea number 2 is a coffee date. Idea number 3 is a craft or a baking session. And I have definitely done this with my grandkids before, where we'll have like a craft day with Nana and they can come over and we can work on crafts together. And you could even get a Valentine themed craft. You could just do coloring together. The idea is that you're being intentional about taking that time to just sit and craft with them. Or you could bake. You could plan to bake some cookies, or maybe if you're really good, now this wouldn't be in my wheelhouse, but maybe bake some bread. And I want to give you an idea of something that you can do that doesn't even require you to turn on the oven. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than this, but it's fun and it can be kind of fancy. And that is to take cookies that are already made, like the little Madeleines. You can get those. I know I get them in a box in Costco and they're really pretty affordable. You take the Madeleines out of the package, dip them in some melted chocolate, and I melt chocolate chips in the microwave, super simple, but you dip the ends of them in the melted chocolate, and then you can take some pink, white, and red little sprinkles and sprinkle them on the chocolate and let them dry. Oh my goodness, they look so fancy and they are so easy to do. And my grandkids love Madeleines. In fact, we were talking about the coffee date, and I was sharing that I have taken them to go get a coffee or two. And when we go at the coffee place where we visit, they have Madeleines in packages. and we would get Madeleines to have with our coffee. So they don't know those cookies as Madeleines. To them, those are Nana cookies. I love that they have named a cookie after me, Nana cookies. So take those Madeleines, dip them in chocolate, put on some sprinkles, and you'll make such a fun, fancy cookie. And you can do the same thing with the sugar wafer cookies that you get. You know, the little rectangular ones that are wafer and they have a little bit of cream in them? You can do the same thing with them. Dip them maybe in some white chocolate. Maybe you can get the strawberry ones because they're pink, and then put some sprinkles where the chocolate is warm and let them dry. And again, you have made some really cute, fancy little cookies, and you didn't even have to bake a thing. So idea number 3, have a craft or a baking session with the grandkids. Idea number 4 is to have a story time date, specifically to sit and read some stories together. And of course, you could go ahead and pick out some Valentine books. There are so many out there, especially for the young ones, that are just adorable. And I'll link in the description some ideas of some Valentine's Day books if you actually want to pick one up, but you don't have to. You could use books that you have at home or they have, or, and this is a really fun idea, you could make up a story with them as the hero in the story. You could actually put together a little Valentine's Day story about them. Now, I like to think of myself as like a storyteller. I love telling stories, and my grandkids know that. And there are just times when we will spend the whole day just making up stories. And you know what? They love it the best when they are the center of the story. So think about it. Get creative yourself and maybe think of some really cute little Valentine story about them, maybe things they like to do. Maybe you could be in the story as well. But planning a date, a specific time to just have a Valentine's Day story time with your grandkids is another really fun experience idea gift that you could give for your grandkids, and that is gift idea number 4. Idea number 5 is to have a game night extravaganza. And again, we could go with some Valentine's Day themed games. For the younger kids, you could have Candyland. I mean, it is Valentine's Day. A lot of people get candy as a Valentine's Day gift. Why not have a Candyland game night with the little ones? You could even have those little heart candies that come in little boxes, put on the game with a bow. Or if the kids are a little bit older, you could teach them how to play hearts, and you could sit around and play hearts together. Again, you see the Valentine's Day theme. And they also have some fun Valentine's Day games for kids that you can get at Amazon, and I'll include a link in the description for that as well. But think about a fun game night, and if you can have that heart red Valentine's theme built in, awesome. I think they even make Uno hearts. But anyway, those are just some ideas. Again, the idea is to get together, spend some time together, and have fun. So number 5 gift idea is game night with the grands. Idea number 6 is going on a nature hike. But this nature hike is going to have a little bit of a twist. And if you don't feel like you have like nature nearby you, don't worry, go to a park. If you can go on a nature hike, awesome. Or if you just want to go for a walk around your block. But the twist is this: you're going to have a Valentine's Day scavenger hunt. So while you're on your walk, there may be things that you want to be on the lookout for. Maybe it's things that start with the letter V. Maybe it's things that might have a heart in it. Whatever you determine, set up ahead of time the things that you are going to specifically look for while you're on your hike or walk. Put out a list, and then the more things that they find, maybe there's a treat involved at the end of your walk or your hike. So it's just a way to take a normal walk or a hike and add a little bit of element of fun, add a little bit of that Valentine's theme in it by incorporating a scavenger hunt with it. So that's idea number 6. Going on a nature hike or a walk with your grands, but incorporating a Valentine's Day scavenger hunt in the process. The final idea for this video, number 7, is to have a movie night. Now, if you can find a Valentine's Day themed movie or a movie around love, all the better. But I know my grandkids absolutely love movie nights. So if you can get the approval of mom and dad to let them have that screen time, then plan a little fun movie night at your house where you have popcorn and some treats and all the kind of things to make it special, that they're watching a movie with you, Valentine's theme if you can do it, and having those little treats to go along with it, and make it a special night for Valentine's Day. And you know what? If you have an opportunity to do that and the big kids can go on a Valentine's Day date, Even better, right? That's a 2-for-1. So item number 7 today is a little movie night with the grandkids. Now I want to share something a little personal with you. As much as I love giving experience gifts, there have been times when I have felt like I've let my grandkids down because my intentions are good and I'll give them this gift of getting together, maybe having a craft day, but then our schedules get busy and trying to coordinate between their parents and what they've got going on in my schedule, which is still busy, is difficult. And there's many times when I've had to postpone and postpone and postpone. And sometimes, if I'm honest, things just haven't even come to fruition. And I have felt horrible when that has happened. So my caveat to you, my advice to you is, if you do decide to do an experience type gift where you're going to take your time instead of your money, instead of your treasure, as a gift to your grandkids, carefully consider your calendar. Be sure that you have the space to put it in there. If you can, plug it in ahead of time so that they'll know. Coordinate with their mom and dad and say, hey, on Friday of this date, we are going to celebrate Valentine's Day by having movie night. Whatever it is. I have found that if I do that, it keeps me out of trouble, of that disappointment of not fulfilling what I said I was going to do. So I know, please don't slam me in the comments. I feel bad enough for those times when I have let them down in that way. And so I'm just sharing with you, if you go this route, try to have a spot on your calendar already penciled in that you know you'll be able to commit to. That's what I'm trying to do more of in the future so I don't get myself in that position. So, but you know what? There's grace in grandparenting. And there's plenty of times when we're going to have to pivot. And that's okay. Because this is not a journey about perfection, right? It's a journey about doing the best we can with our grandkids and making that time that we have together with them special. And you know what? They're super forgiving. And as long as they get that time with you, they're going to be happy. So I just wanted to say that. Have some grace. Try to get it on your calendar right away and have fun making those special memories with your grandkids. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about perfection. It's about connection. So I hope that these ideas may have stimulated you to want to create some memorable moments with your grandkids. And if you have some great ideas for low cost or no cost gift ideas for your grandkids, please be sure and leave them in the comments. I'd love to know about them and hear about them. I'd love to be able to share them with other grandparents out there. And if you like this video or you're finding some of this information useful and helpful and encouraging, then please be sure and like and subscribe and share it with other grandparents who might want to join us on this journey. Thanks again for taking your time to spend with me, and I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day with your grandkids. And I look forward to seeing you again really soon here in the heart of Nanaland.